Hey guys, how are you? Massive welcome to Team Freedom training tonight. It's the 13th of October. Can someone please confirm that I am spotlighted? Give me a thumbs up. Cool. All right, so my name's Lee. I have been with the business now for about 4.5 years, and I probably should just start with some housekeeping. The shred has been extended, not the shred, the Vitality Challenge has been extended until Sunday night. If you didn't know, that's really exciting. And also, if you haven't heard about all of the cool promotions that are going on with head office, for first-time qualifiers, if you haven't qualified for 6 or 12 months, definitely reach out to your upline to find out some information about how you can pick up an extra $200 leading up to Christmas. So that's really cool. So I wanted to go over a little bit about my story and also share with you some things that I have learned along the way to implement into just creating more of what I call my ultimate extraordinary lifestyle. So if you don't know me, I am a mum. I am on the Gold Coast. I've got 2 kids, and I came into this business at a time where I felt really stuck. I felt like I wasn't working on anything with myself. I had no real drive to get up every day. And my whole transformation story and incorporating Tony Robbins into my Juice Plus world as well has all come about because I'd never done any personal development before. And I started listening to a little bit of Tony Robbins and also with Linda and a lot of the processes that we've done here in the team. And I really loved and I really resonated with the way that he said things. Now, I'm a bit of what we call a blueprint person. I love action. I love processes. I love systems. And, this has all sort of come about from that, is that I wasn't implementing systems into my day. I wasn't working on anything that was going to move me in the direction of where I wanted to go. So I first started learning about Tony Robbins in, I think it was 2017. So my first year in Juice Plus. There was a massive hype that year around let's go to UPW. Now, if you don't know what UPW is, it's called Unleash the Power Within. And it is really just about creating that burn and that fire and that spark inside of you to move yourself in a direction where you can feel differently every day, so that it allows you to do more and be more and become more every day. So there are little changes that you can make in your day over time. And it's not something that I have created really fast. It's something that has created more of a lasting change. And I'm going to share with you a little bit about the secret to lasting change in a minute. So there's a couple of events that happen in Australia, and I'm definitely not here promoting you go to Tony Robbins events, but if it resonates, definitely look into it. But there's Date with Destiny and there's UPW. And I've done now 4 UPWs 4 times since 2017. And I've also done Date with Destiny once. And I now crew for all of the Tony Robbins team throughout Australia and the global events that are online, which is really cool. So what it's allowed me to do being part of this is to surround myself with people who are doing better things than I am. And I always love the quotes and the stories that people share around listening to the advice from people around us in our family and our friend circle who are negative, who are, just really putting us down for what we do, whether it's our health or whether it's our business. And the thing that I always come back to is don't take advice from people who have not got the results that you want to have in your life. So, if you've got somebody in your life that is miserable and they've got a shitty job and they're not really working towards anything in their life, and you're an action taker and you want to have this amazing life, don't listen to the words that come out of their mouth is my biggest bit of advice. And it's something that I've taken on since I've started doing all of the Tony Robbins courses as well. These meeting rooms are ridiculous. I have to keep sitting here approving people to come into meeting rooms. It's so crazy. All right, so I've done UPW, and then Date with Destiny is all about mapping out what your extraordinary life needs to look like. And I'm going to go over a couple of those things today and get you guys to write some stuff down and just go and implement 1 or 2 things from this. So that's my rules for getting onto my training, is that I would love for you guys to write notes down, because if you can just pick one thing out of this training, it will allow you to create what we call a 2mm shift. Now, you don't want to create big shifts in life because, for one, it's not sustainable and it's not a lifestyle change. Whereas if you can make a 2mm shift, one little 2mm shift, and for me, that's just picking up 1 point out of this training and run with it. Okay, so that's a little bit about my story in a nutshell. I won't go over it too much, or I won't get to cover everything, but I love magic moments. Like, my biggest thing in my new relationship, well, it's not really new anymore. I've got a boyfriend and he's like 1.5 years old, and I created him and manifested him using these processes and writing down all of this stuff. There's obviously still heaps more that I do because, I've attended so many events. Date with Destiny is 6 17-hour days in a row. So imagine we're doing 1 hour of training. At Date with Destiny, we do 17 hours a day, 6 days in a row. It's full on, like, with only a 2-hour break in between. So you can imagine, like, the number one tip that you want to have to create lasting change is just immerse yourself in the feeling of feeling good and the feeling of growing yourself and the feeling of just getting better and making little improvements all the time. So for me, that's my magic moments. And every time I do something or I become something or create something, I'm like, yes, I've just created another either first moment, or I've created a new magic moment in my relationship, or I've created a magic moment in my health. And I've actually got a list of all of the things with my relationship, because I really wanted to bring that in last year when I met Lloyd. I wrote down, I've got a list in my notes of every single time that I've had a magic moment in our relationship, and all of those things of what they are. I've actually got them all, and I save them all, and I can go back to them all to reflect on them, to go, yeah, like, how cool was that? How awesome was that magic moment? How awesome was that thing that I was able to change in my health? So, tonight, just keep in mind that I'm going to go over business stuff, and I'm also going to go over health stuff. I'm not doing relationship today. Okay. So for me, magic moments are just like having Christmas every day. And who loves Christmas? Yeah, I do. That's cool. So after Date with Destiny and UPW, I wanted to create what I call an elite lifestyle. So my business name is Elite Lifestyle Collective. And when you do stuff tonight and you write down some goals, I want you guys to create stories around it in Facebook or Instagram and tag me in it, so that I can then go and share it. And you can then, it's going out there that you've learned something and we've implemented something cool. So the number one secret to creating lasting change, and it's something that we get taught so much at both of the events, at UPW and here too. But if you want to have massive changes in the quality of your life, you have to set yourself up to win. It's the biggest thing. And to do that, you have to set yourself up with a process of living your life every day that allows you to consistently grow and consistently produce the results that you want. But here's the kicker, and hands up if you're guilty of this. Most people today have got little or no patience. They want things fast. They want things now. They want things like yesterday. Millennials are a big thing. you know, having things fast, and it's the shiny objects. If something doesn't work, they're just straight on to the next thing. But you can't do that. It doesn't work. Life doesn't work like that. So if you want to have and create change in your life, you often won't fully commit to making changes a reality. Okay, so you'll try something for a little while and just move on to something else, like I said. So if you want to create that change, you have to give up the idea of just trying something. You have to master it. Okay, so for me, like, say for instance, if you want to drink more water every day, you can't just try and drink water like once a week. You have to master, let's drink 1 extra glass of water every day for the next week. But to master it, you have to actually do it. There's no point in trying. Do or do not. There is no try, as Master Yoda says, right? So you have to fully immerse yourself in whatever your goals are. And we're going to keep them really simple, okay? So what I've learned is, for things to change, you have to change. For things to get better, you have to get better. And you just need a little system to be able to do that. So in the chat, we're going to get a little bit interactive. I want you guys to answer one question. Rules are meant to be what? What do we always hear? Rules are meant to be broken, 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 broken. Everyone's saying broken. I'm going to say wrong. Get that out of your head. Sometimes we have to break the patterns of our old stories and our old conditioning to make room for the new. Exactly, Rosalind. Rosalind knows, because she has just done UPW with me a couple of weeks ago. Rules are meant to be followed, guys, not broken, okay? Because what happened to me was I ended up 99 kilos. Could you imagine? It was huge. I called myself fat. I called it self-sabotage. And what happened is I broke the rules. I broke the rules of health. I broke the rules of life. For me, I was eating food that was not aligned with keeping a physically fit and healthy body. So yeah, Andrea says she's 106 and she hates it. So you've got to get to a point where you say enough is enough. And that's what I did. I tipped 99 kilos. I never went to the 100, and I just went, F this, I'm going to do something about it. So hopefully tonight we'll be able to help you work towards how to do that, okay? So as I said, like, mine was self-sabotage. I like to call it that. And all of us have got gaps where we are right now and where we want to be. So it's really cool to be able to write those things down and to be able to have your story of where you are right now and what life looks like moving forward for you. Okay. So I consider myself an achiever. If you consider yourself an achiever, like, well done to you, because we focus on something and we find a way to achieve it. So that's the cool thing about achievers. Now, anybody can be an achiever, but the challenge most of us find is just finding that balance of, you know, just working all of this stuff out. So if you want an extraordinary life, there's really 8 areas that you need to master. And that's called the Wheel of Life. Now, if anyone wants the Wheel of Life, maybe just send me a personal message and I'll send you the little Wheel of Life document, or I'll put it in the team page, one or the other. And so the Wheel of Life, if you think about, if you don't master your body, like, you've got this wheel of life that's like a wheel on a car or a wheel on a push bike. And if one of those spikes is out of balance, you're going to get pain on the other side, right? So if you don't master your body, so if one of those spikes is your body and your physical appearance, if you don't master that and you don't maximize your health and vitality, all the money and the career and the success is going to be worthless, because you're going to feel like absolute rubbish every single day. Okay, so hopefully that makes sense. So the ultimate success formula that you want to implement is let's know your outcome. So I want you to grab a piece of paper or two pieces of paper, or put a line down the middle, and we're going to start writing on these. Now, you're going to have one of them is business and one of them is health, because we're in the business of helping people with their health, and we're in the business of helping people with their finances, but it has to start with you in both of these areas. Okay. So one of these, you might be nailing your health at the moment. That's okay. Just focus a little bit more on the business side. And if you want to do both, but we're going to keep it really simple. So I want you to think about, what is your outcome over the next 8 weeks? Just put dot points down if you need to. Do you want, like mine is, I want a toned ass, because I have at the moment got what I call marshmallow bum from sitting on my ass through Corona, drinking bourbon and eating sponge cake. Again, that's called self-sabotage. So it was fun at the time, but now I have a new goal, and I know that I can just reset and pivot whenever I want to. So this is my new goal, moving over the Vitality Challenge, is to tone my bum a little bit more. So I want you to ask specifically, what is it that you need and why do you need it? Like, I want a toned ass because I want to walk down to the beach in a bikini over summer and feel good. I want to feel amazing. I want to feel confident. And I want to do that by summertime. So I've given myself 8 weeks. So you're going to answer these questions for both outcome for your business and outcome for your health, okay? And get specific. So you can think of, like, with your business, you can ask for, how much do you want? So when you look at the promotions that are going on over the next couple of weeks, what is it that you need to reach your promotions? You know, like, is it 5 customers? Is it inspire 2 new team to join your team? And then you're going to break down from that, what are some things that you can do every day to make that a reality? Okay. So when we write down these goals, the next thing I want you to do underneath each one for business and for health is write down why. One reason why. And you'll often do more for other people than you will for yourself. So if you want to lose weight, I talked to one of the girls yesterday and she had a great goal. She wants to lose, I think it was 20 kilos. I can't remember. Sorry, I know you're on here and I can't remember. But, you know, she's got a swimsuit in mind. She wants to go to the beach with her grandkids and she wants to be able to feel amazing doing that. So she's written down a couple of reasons why, and it was to do something for other people that she didn't want to do for herself. She wanted to go and have that time at the beach with her grandkids. So the next thing is, after that, on your sheet of paper, is that you need to take massive action. Okay, so this is your success formula. Know your outcome, know your reasons why, and take massive action. So when we talk about taking action, you don't want to have some like crazy thing that you're going to have to achieve every day, because it's, you know, to be honest, it won't be something that you're going to create a lifestyle change with. But what we can do is to create what we call a 2 millimeter shift. So when you think about the Wizard of Oz, right, you know, everyone's walking down that yellow brick road, and what happens? It goes to a fork, and the fork's generally like a little tiny gap where you're still heading in the direction of where you want to go, but you're just going to have one little shift, which is a 2 millimeter shift. Now, if you created a 45-degree shift and you try and implement over the Vitality Hub, you know, and over the challenge, you're going to put in daily rituals, you're going to cut out all carbs, you're going to follow the program every single day, you're going to exercise every single day. It's like, holy moly, I'm making this massive shift around. Do you think it's going to be achievable? No. I'm telling you, it doesn't work. But when you can just create that little shift, whether it, like for me, I told myself that I must go to the gym to be able to get the bum that I really want. I have to do it. Otherwise, it's not going to happen and I'm not going to reach my goals. So to do that, my little 2 millimeter shift was telling myself that after I drop the kids off at school, 4 to 5 days a week, I go to the gym, no matter what, whether I feel like it or not. And I've implemented that over the last 5 years, and it's allowed me to lose 37 kilos. So it's the little shifts that you can make in whatever your goals are. So if something doesn't work, so if you get to a stage in this goal and you've set, you've got your reasons why, you know exactly what you want to do, but you've taken massive action and whatever you've done didn't work that day, or it didn't work that week. And, maybe that you did an exercise and your back was sore. So what happens then? What would you normally do? You don't stop. That's what we do. We don't stop. We pivot, we create another little 2 millimeter shift, and we go and try again. So it's like a baby learning to walk. When they get up, something doesn't work and they fall down, and then you encourage them to get back up again. Okay. So in this wheel of life, there's obviously 8 sections that I talked about before. 2 of the main ones, the physical and the physical body and your finances. Another question that you can do is, what's one goal that if you achieve it over the next 8 weeks, everything will change for you. So if you needed another little idea on what to implement, what's the one goal, one thing? And how do you want to feel at the end of the 8 weeks? So we've obviously got these promotions for business going on longer than 8 weeks. It goes through October, November, and December. So that's, 12 weeks? So think about what kind of goals you want to achieve from there. And then I want you to write down on the bottom of that bit of paper, just write one word to describe what your health feels like right now. What's some emotions that are coming up around it? And one word on how your business feels right now. Are you on fire? Are you frustrated? Are you challenged? Does it make you angry? What are some of those feeling words, whether it's positive or negative? And then under that, I want you to write down, how do you want to feel? So at the end of the 8 weeks, when you do this vitality challenge, how do you want to feel? Do you want to feel more vibrant? Do you want to feel more energized? Do you want to feel toned? Yeah, so Steph says overwhelm. Overwhelm is the biggest killer of this business, hey? And you've just got to come back to just being your best self and just be you and show that to people. And this is how I did it. I just was so focused on mastering how I can do things myself. Like how do I be the best version of me? And so for me, I went from like feeling really flat and overweight and not driven to feeling like I know now that the purpose of my life to do this and to show up every day for my kids is to be happy, energized, enjoy life, and just empower other people along the way. Just keep it really simple. Don't have these crazy big goals, because then if you don't achieve some of them, you feel like you're a failure. You feel like something has failed. But Steph, like if you can just put in one thing into your day that, instead of doing 15 things on your business, just do one and then celebrate it. And we're going to celebrate some stuff at the end. So this gap that you've got written down on your paper, you've got where you're feeling right now, and then that gap between how you want to feel. There's some action steps that you've got to have in there that you've got to commit to be able to close that gap. So if you're feeling like you're flat and tired, but you want to feel more energized, what's 1 to 3 things that you can do that's going to bring that gap down? And it has to be action steps. It can't just be, oh, you know, I think I'm going to do this and it's going to work. No, it's got to be must. So if I have got a marshmallow bum and I want a toned bum, then I have to go to the gym and I have to drink more water. I have to do more weights and do more reps. And I have to squeeze my bum every time I think about stuff. So like I've just put little rituals in. So I've closed the gap. So I know that if I do those 3 things consistently over the next 8 weeks, I'm going to be further towards my goals. Now, how do I measure that? So in your business, it's easy because we've got reports. But how do you measure health? You do it by taking photos and by taking measurements. Okay, it's the best thing. If you haven't seen my transformation photos, go onto my page from last week and have a look at them. They're so cool. And, you know, that hasn't just been from Juice Plus. It's been from making 2 millimeter shifts over the last 6 to 7 years. You know, you can't just lose 37 kilos tomorrow. You can't take away 10 years of a shitty lifestyle and fix it tomorrow. Okay. So if you want to know what the secret to life is, like maybe drop me some comments in here. Who wants to know what the secret to life is? Because I'm going to tell you in a second if I get like at least 10 yeses. Interaction. Who's awake? Yes, 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 yes. Say yes. All right. The secret to life is raise your standards. Raise your standards for your own life. So your life today and how that is a direct reflection of the standards that you live your life. That's pretty crazy, hey? That was my like big wake up call. Like, oh my God. So I'm going to share with you a little bit about goals, and like they're just like magnets, okay? So if you think about magnets, can I repeat that? Yes. So your life today is a direct reflection of your standards, which is cool. So magnets, when you think about how magnets work, right, is that magnets, think of your goals like magnets. So magnets can pull you through or pull you towards crap or good things that happen in your life. So if you get caught up in all the challenges, these magnets are going to draw you towards more downtimes. Whereas if you can create more celebrations and more wins and more yays and more yeses in your life, you are going to draw yourself more towards the shiny stuff, the fun stuff, the amazing stuff. So think about like using your goals like a farmer. So you've got farmers that would plant sunflower seeds in the spring. But when a farmer plants sunflower seeds in the spring, he will always see the vision of how they're going to be in summer. So we're doing that when we write down our goals for 8 weeks. We're going to vision how we want that to look like. How do we want our life and our health and our business to look like in 8 weeks' time? Now, it's not always going to go according to plan, right? Like it's not going to be we're going to plant 100 sunflower seeds and every single one of them is going to flower. Life just doesn't work like that. But it is possible to see the finished harvest. So the way that we do that is with faith. Now, I'm not religious, and I always used to think faith was some kind of religious thing. But faith is the ability to see things that don't already exist. And that's how we vision things out. So if you can't see it in your mind when you close your eyes, if you can't vision yourself looking like that and feeling like that and having a business like that, I'm telling you right now, you will never have it. So you may as well just quit. No, we don't want to do that. We never quit. So not only can we vision the end result, but we can also vision the beginning of making it a reality. And the way that we do that is to do those little action steps and to close the gap. So here's a little fun fact for you. Did you know that humans, us people, amazing people, are the only things that live on Earth that have the capacity to change the course of life? So we have the ability to listen to someone's advice and we make the choice. So we can live on one script at one time, and then we can completely rip it up and we can create a new script from today that we're going to take into tomorrow and moving forward. Okay. So hang on, I'm just going to pop everyone on mute again. Mute. Cool. So when we can rip this up, in 8 weeks' time, we're going to end up at a completely new destination. So think of that little yellow brick road. Where are you going? Where are you going? 2 millimeter shift. And we're going to end up at a completely new destination that we've never been to before. But the question is, whereabouts is that new destination going to be? So if you're still just doing things that you're already doing, in 8 weeks' time, where are you going to be? You're going to be in the same shitty place that you are today, right? If you think that it's a shitty place. So remember, if you've messed up your health over the past 10 years, it's going to take you a lot longer to get to that destination than 8 weeks. So just remember that. But you're going to be further along the holiday and further along the destination than you were today, okay? So sometimes when we don't have a lot of time, that was one of my BS excuses, that I'm a single mom, I've got 2 kids, I've still got a business to run, blah, blah, I don't have time to do much at all. That's total BS. And you have to tell yourself that it's a BS story, because you will make the time for anything that's worthwhile that you see value in. Okay. But to get drastic changes and to get to that destination and to get to that, you know, magic castle at the end of the yellow brick road, I don't even know what it's called now, but you have to set up some new disciplines in your day to be able to do that. So in 8 weeks, we want to be able to arrive at a really well-designed place. And the more that you can put in little rituals in your day, little ones, 2 millimeter shift, the more you will feel good about yourself. And it's a place then, that new destination is a place that you can get, that you can go to be able to touch other people and inspire them in that journey as well. And that's that beautiful, you know, castle at the end of the yellow brick road. So here's the thing, you can't change your destination overnight. So you can't just fly from one destination to the next and expect to be NMD 50 club tomorrow. You can't expect to be SC tomorrow if you're only a partner. But here's what you can change. You can change your direction, and that's the 2 millimeter shift. So when you go back to your health, think of how quickly you can change your health like that. So if I do that, I can decide that I'm going to eat an apple instead of eating chocolate. If I do that, I can decide that I'm going to have a conversation instead of going and doing something that's not working on my business. So that's like how quickly you can change your focus by just, you know, just remember that 2 millimeters, just a little 2 millimeters. Because, you know, like when you look at health, if you eat one more healthy meal every day, that's that 2 millimeter shift. You're going to feel better. Your mindset's going to change. And then you do it a second day and you're like, woohoo, like, yes, I'm on my way. I did it. I did it again. And I did it again. And then you do it a third day and you're like, yes, I did it 3 days in a row. But then maybe the fourth day, you might do a little self-sabotage. but it only needs like one little click and go, well, maybe I ate a bad lunch, but I can make a healthier choice for dinner. And then your brain goes, I've made a healthy choice every day. So that's a cool little goal to have, is just to make one more healthy choice every single day to work towards your goals. And what will happen is you will convince your brain that you're on track and that you're going in the right direction. Okay. So some little rituals that I've implemented is find a run buddy. Find somebody that you can hold each other accountable. So this might be in a group. Now at Date with Destiny, it was really cool. I've actually got it over here. We were told that we had to have a run buddy. And this isn't a run buddy that was just somebody that was there for the 6 days that we were at Date with Destiny. This was a run buddy for life. So think about that. Think about finding somebody in this business that's going to be your run buddy. Now, it could be somebody that's on your team. It could be your upline. It could be that, you know, maybe you don't talk to your upline and, you know, Lorian's so busy. Maybe you're in a focus group chat. Maybe if you're not in a focus group chat, that your accountability buddy is the Vitality Hub Happier, Healthier Life group. So you decide who your accountability buddy is. Now, we had one-on-one accountability buddies, which I think is always cool because you've got somebody to like stand behind you and go, freaking run, like just do it. Get on the training. Like, come on, are you on there? You want to walk today? Do you want to go to the gym today? Like, have an accountability buddy. So when we did our one-on-one, this was really cool. We had to send each other a message, and you might be able to do something similar to this as well. And this is how it read. This is what we had to write. I am your Date with Destiny buddy. I am here to hold you accountable, to be in the best state possible as much as possible. And I will do it by any means possible. I may tease you, I may bitch slap you, but you freaking rock. And we sent that to each other. And my Date with Destiny buddy taught me so many lessons. And he's somebody that's still in my life today. We still do Zoom calls. And he taught me about relationships, which is really cool. So people definitely come into your life in this business and in life for a reason, season, or a lifetime. So anyway, so finding a run buddy. So that's one thing that I want you guys to do. The next thing is to have a coaching session with somebody who, you know, whether it's your upline, whether it's Lorian, and you want to be doing at least 20 minutes one-on-one twice a month only. But those coaching sessions that I've done over the last 4 years, and I did them with Lorian, like I would talk to him every freaking day for like 2.5 years being my upline. So you have to have that momentum by showing up every day and creating these little rituals. And I'm going to finish off because I'm going to end with showing you guys how to celebrate the little wins. So who celebrates little wins every day in life? This is where some interaction comes into the chat. Who celebrates? Who doesn't know how to celebrate? Who wants to bring in some more excitement? Yes, not really. So Luke says not really, doesn't celebrate. Now, Tony gave a great analogy of, you know, I still actually talk to some of my team, and I'm like, you know, what's one of your wins today? If you notice, Lorian always asks, what's one of your wins today? You can celebrate everything, and people will go, oh, no wins today. Nothing's really happened. Like, that's total BS as well. If you, and Tony says this at his event, if you go into the toilet and have a look at what you've just done, celebrate it. Like, yes, look at that. I won't do that, but like that's give you an idea. If you can't think of a win today, it is bull. Yeah. Okay. So I want everyone to stand up. And I can see you on there. I'm going to close the chat so that I can see more people. Close the chat, close participants. All right, so I'm going to share with you guys 2 ways that you can praise yourself over the next 8 weeks, okay? So think about if you do something really well, you can never rely on someone else to make you feel good. Where does it start with? Starts with you. Starts with you, okay? So I want you to put your hands up. Everybody come on video, put your hands up. Now, who is in control of this? Who did that? You did. You're in control. You're in control of your own life. So pat yourself on the back. Yay! Good job. That's one way to celebrate. Okay. So anytime you do something that's amazing, seriously, just stick your hands up and pat yourself on the back. If you don't go and do a great number 2 in the toilet, yes, that was friggin' awesome. You get a customer, celebrate, pat yourself on the back. So as soon as you smile, your body produces dopamine and you will instantly feel better. Okay. So the next one, you have to stand up again. I want you to put one arm up. Mel, you are totally rocking it. Steph, you're rocking it. Max, you are, but it looks like you're sitting down. I can see you. Okay, so we want to get our body so that it goes off the floor. Your body has to leave the floor and you are going to jump as high as you can and high five yourself. Yes! Fall into the cupboard. Do it again. Yeah. Isn't that fun? Like seriously, you can high five yourself every single day. So my biggest tip and what I'm going to leave you guys with is you need to live this stuff. You need to breathe it and you need to feel it. Cool? Thanks, guys. Have you had a great time? Has anyone got any questions?
That was fun, Lee. That was fun. Thank you. Just like hit my hand on the fan as I jumped, like it wasn't on.
I've got my whiteboard here and I tripped on the base of it and I like nearly crashed myself into the cupboard. So funny.
So good.
So actually, before we go, I'd just love for you guys to share one point on social media. I want you to write down your goals, share it through your story, either doing a live or writing out a post, whatever it is. And feel free to tag me at Elite Lifestyle Collective on Instagram, and I'll be able to share it on. And yeah, just really commit to going all out. If you guys want to do Date with Destiny, it's on in December and it's on virtual. So you get to do it from home, which is really cool. Thanks, guys. Thanks, Roslyn.
Thanks, Lee.
Anyone got questions?
Thanks, Lee.
Awesome. All right. See you guys later.